Welcome to the Stickers on the Mic podcast, brought to you by StickerGiant.com, where we talk with our customers about how they started their business, how they're marketing their brand, and how they're growing their company. Without further ado, it's time for the Stickers on the Mic podcast from Sticker Giant. Let's get on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sticker Giant. Andrew with you once again. It is Thursday, February 17th, and I am very fortunate to be dialing in Justin Andrews and Jared Wright from Macon, Georgia, and the Otis Redding Foundation. Jared and Justin, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Jared, I got connected to all of you all because of, some kind words you sent along our way after getting some stickers. And I just want to thank you for that. Obviously, we appreciate that. And it really just piqued my interest because I'm obviously a big fan of music in general. And this name jumped off the sheet. So I simply had to know more about the Otis Redding Foundation. And when I learned a little bit, I was like, I got to find a way to share this story. So Justin, if you wouldn't mind, being who you are, if you wouldn't kick us off a little bit about, the Otis Redding Foundation and your role, and then Jared, we'll talk a little bit about being the director of development there and trying to do amazing projects. So Justin, if you wouldn't mind starting off a little bit and give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So, I'm the grandson of the legendary Otis Redding. Carla Redding Andrews is my mother. Of course, Dexter and Otis III are my uncles. And of course, Mrs. Redding is my grandmother. So as you can see, here we all are in this amazing, family foundation we got going on around here. Jared's family too, because he's been with us forever. And it's something that we've always wanted to do, something that's always been in existence. When my grandfather passed, my grandmother, she started wanted to start a foundation and started a small foundation, but it was nothing like we have now. While I was growing up, the first love of my mom and my grandmother was shoes. So they owned a shoe store for almost 20 years right here in Macon. And so after that kind of phase got done, the shoe store was super successful, got done. My mom was kind of more of like, okay, if we're going to do Otis Redding, let's do Otis Redding 24/7. And that means, of course, what we do here at the foundation and the estate as well. So flash forward to 2007, we opened the doors right here on Cotton Avenue for our Otis Redding Foundation. Then we started 2008. We started with our very first Otis Music Camp. Jared was a part of that and really, involved in the planning process and everything for that. So we started that camp, maybe, 8, 9, 10 kids, maybe something like that.
Just a handful.
Yeah, it wasn't many kids at all. And it was a week-long program and we did it and we were like, maybe this may work. It might not work. Let's see what happens. So now we're going to flash forward 15 years later, and here we are doing Otis Music Camp still with 50 plus kids over a 2-week program that these kids get to come in. And of course, they write, record, and produce all of their own original content. But we also get to teach them the business side of it as well. So we get to teach them law and copyright and IP and marketing.
How old are these kids? Are learning about IP?
Yeah, they're so that camp is 12 to 18-year-old kids.
Oh, okay, 18-year-old. That's a little different. But
we want to teach them the business. If they want to do music, we're going to show you the right way to do it.
Especially if you want to pay the bills and be a musician. It's not, and these days it's different too with so many different, when your grandfather was around, it was hit the road, hit the studio.
Yep.
That's it. There was no in between. And now the in between is really where you make your money. That is incredible. So, that last 15 years or so have been pretty active for the foundation, obviously.
Very.
You've got the Otis Redding Center for the Arts as well. What is that? That's like the center, right? The foundation, the center, those two pieces probably work pretty closely together, right?
Very much so. So our Otis Redding Center for Creative Arts houses all of our other programmings beside our camps. So we have private and group music lessons that we do in the center. We have weekend songwriting classes called We Write the Songs. We also have a audio engineering program called Beyond the Notes that we house as well. And we also have our own choir made up of kids in our Otis Music Camp called the Dream Choir that recently just got done performing with the Warren Treaty for our Christmas fundraiser called Otis the Season. So they got a chance to do that and perform with those guys. So, we just like to keep the kids active and keep them going and excited to do music and whatever they want to do.
So are they all Macon folks?
Macon and the surrounding counties. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is very local in that regard. Fantastic. Thanks for laying out the groundwork there. Jared, as the director of development, and, it sounds like you got your hands in quite a bit too. What is sort of your story there?
So I've just come, like Justin said, I started with the foundation about 15 years ago when I was at a place called the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. I started there right around the same time that they were wanting to do a summer camp. So those two things just happened to come together. And then I stayed, and long story short, that museum closed. But I stayed on and helped run the camp for the next several years. I also do archival work and exhibit work. So I got the cool opportunity to go through all of Zelma Redding's stuff related to Otis Redding. I did a little exhibit here. I did mostly museum work over the last 15 years, but I've just come on full time with the foundation because we're really ramping up the fundraising, the development end, to scale up all our programs and move into a new center for the arts. We've purchased a piece of property in downtown Macon, and we're getting ready to do a groundbreaking there. It's going to be a huge development, about a 9,000 square foot space that includes recording facilities, a stage. Our offices are going to move up there, lots of practice rooms, lots of sort of experimental labs for kids to create music, and then an amphitheater outside as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When is that going to happen?
Soon.
You have the big, that is all real. Like you're breaking ground, you're building, what is
so
the timeline?
We are announcing our capital campaign to the public on March 1st. So we'll do that at March 1st on the property. And then we hope to break ground this summer. And we hope to hopefully be done sometime next year. And hopefully hold our 16th annual Otis Music Camp inside of our brand new Center for Creative Arts.
Wow. That's like a manifestation of the whole thing. You have a place now, but that sounds like the dream really realized. Yes. Or building the dream further, I suppose, too, right? Because it even is called Camp Dream. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to be corny. Literally building the dream. So, you ordered some stickers. Let's talk a little bit about those, just because you have a few of them, and talk about how you use them.
I guess kind of to tell you the story of how I got to Sticker Giant.
Let's hear that too.
I guess
I'm always interested in that.
When I was working at the Music Hall of Fame, the reason I came to the Music Hall of Fame is because I needed a part-time job as a musician. If you've ever known a musician or been a musician yourself, you need a part-time job to support yourself. So I was there and designing posters, T-shirts, and stickers and such for various bands, and that's how I came to Sticker Giant along that path. But the first one we did here at the foundation was just this Otis face sticker.
Yeah, look, it looks just like Justin. Very close resemblance. There's something there.
Very right.
Yeah, and then right after that, we realized we needed some more professional looking promotional stickers to send out with our fundraising materials. So this other one, I support the Otis Redding Center for the Arts that you see there.
I do. Oh, there's a Sticker Giant sticker on there.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey. Do we now? No.
So we did those, and those are going out with all of our. We've created this fundraising package to give out to potential donors. So those go out to help, one, spread word about the project that we're doing. to make us look professional there when we send these things out.
Yeah.
And then we recently ordered a third one. We did this collaboration with the local brewery they do a lot of music related stuff. So we figured why not do a Otis Redding themed beer. So it's a double IPA called Hard to Handle. It's very, very stout, very delicious.
Yes.
You got to be careful.
It's a 9%. It's
I was about to say, yeah, hard to handle. That's good. When you crack it, do you hear that riff? Like, anyway, that would be cool if you could.
There you go.
Only in your mind. Right on. So we've covered a lot of ground already. This is pretty impressive. But so when it comes to music education, and I'm pretty actually passionate about both music and education. There's a mando here, there's a guitar here. This little studio is one of my happy places, and it's really impressive when especially young people can create and create freely. But this was sort of something that was always a part of your grandfather's life, right? Right. Justin, like this, obviously. So much work could have been done, but even when he was still living, he did something like this.
He did. Right? He held a kind of a little camp at the ranch, before he passed. So, he started that, and of course, he was super big on education. He didn't finish school himself, but he was really gung ho on kids staying in school, getting your education, and being productive members of society. So he definitely did the camp, and like I said, here we are. We're just piggybacking off of what he already did. We're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just kind of, just making it a little bit better. Is what we're doing. So that was a really cool thing that I found out when I was younger, and I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So we just kind of continued it, but not at the ranch because my grandmother's not having that.
At the ranch, she's not letting everybody come.
No. That is not happening.
Oh, that's so funny. So, for both of you, obviously, like there's a pretty serious legacy here. You're trying to build something. You already talked a little bit about like what's next. You have this center, but how are you trying to get the sort of this campaign? Like, what's the vision other than to raise money? How are you implementing this campaign, both locally and perhaps at state level or nationally, to bring people to Macon to experience this and or donate to you all?
Well, we've really started on the local level. We've done a whole lot of work behind the scenes already. We raised the money for the building. Obviously, we have another lead donation that's got us well into our ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to fund the construction of the center, and then we're going above and beyond that to build an endowment as well. And that'll fund the staff here. That'll fund the programming that we do. That'll allow us to scale everything up and keep doing it long after me and Justin are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, interesting. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I noticed. So you're at the one thing at a time. That sounds good. I guess what I'm trying to figure out too, like bringing notoriety, because obviously this is a very famous legend who has impacted, American music. And so, you're both wearing gear right now, for instance, I noticed, right? And like, it's that they're both on your merch shop, right? Like how do you leverage these digital assets that you have past the music, I guess, too, is what I'm trying to figure out to like create that awareness, but then also maybe get people to donate to. Is there like any strategies around that you all are kind of working on?
Well, mine is kind of what you're talking about is the merch. I'm me and Jared, we kind of work on the merch, and we think of designs and things to do, and of course, keeping things just kind of fresh, and you see like all the colors and all this stuff, So it's trying to get that younger generation, involved and learn who Otis Redding is, and then of course that older generation they're always going to be there anyway. So they'll buy shirts or vinyls or whatever. But we've really gotten to a point where we've begun to capture everything that we do. And now we can, when I'm talking to you about it, I can show you something, as well. And that right there is the number one selling tool. Is showing the kids in the environment and just how much fun they're having, creating whatever they're comfortable in creating. Like you said, there's no, stipulations on what they can or cannot do. If you want to come in and do a country rap song, have at it, dude. I don't know what that sounds like, but good luck. Right. Have at it, so experiment, it's a good thing for, so that's the main thing. Just showing the kids and how happy they are.
And sort of one of the good byproducts of the whole pandemic deal was that we realized how much more reach we have digitally. Whether it's bringing in artists that wouldn't be able to come to Macon otherwise, and the kids are learning every day about how to put their music out there and get it out there to the whole world, via whatever platform they choose. So it goes both ways.
Nice. Yeah, because even hey, design a shirt, we'll put it on the store. Because art is who does design all this stuff?
So I work with a designer that is in Asheville. So we work with him. Jared also designs some things. I don't design crap because I just have these amazing things in my head. And I'm just like, hey, make this look cool.
Yeah. No, I hear that. And I'm focused a lot on design sometimes on the show if we're talking to specific designers. And the logo design is very cool. It's the letter O, right, with the silhouette and the microphone kind of pops off, and the contrast of the blue, the different blues there, which is really nice. So it's iconic in that regard. And I just geek out on this stuff a little bit, so that's just my bag. And there's children's books and all that stuff. There's just a lot of ways to produce art, and music is obviously the focus of what you all are doing, which is cool. So I also, you were talking about the pandemic. You have this virtual experience. What kind of what was that like?
Man,
the OMC virtual experience, I guess.
Man, to be honest with you, the virtual experience went a lot better than any of us involved with the foundation could have ever asked for. The kids were a little down that we couldn't have physical camp like we normally do. That also takes away their finale performance that we do at a local theater here. So it kind of, ripped it out a little bit. But the way we turned that virtual, camp around to have, D-Nice, the DJ, come in, and Eric Burton from the Black Pumas gave all the kids guitars. We had Cujo Goody come in and talk, and the Indigo Girls, and it was just amazing. All these people that could just Skype in and talk to these kids. So it was amazing. It was something we did not think was going to happen and go as smoothly. But the kids got a lot out of it. We actually used this program called Soundtrap. The kids made a song and they won Best Song of the Summer with Soundtrap. So it was great, man. The pandemic, like I said, it may have been kind of crappy to some people, but for us, it was probably the best thing that has ever happened to us.
Yeah, just to be able to expand the reach and try something new, be forced to try something new. It stunk for everybody, especially early, and you look and you watch the budget just disappear and the calendar gets wiped clean, and it's, scary. That's we all shared that, but how people either thrived or were able to power through or create something totally new. What I mean? That there's a lot of stories. We've heard a lot of those. So thank you both. First of all, obviously, for sharing this story with everybody, but then of course the work that you all are doing and your family, Justin, to take to turn something good. Right. Yeah. So thank you to your mom and your grandma and your whole board and all the people who are, your volunteers too. I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to thank as you continue to do this. So we thank them on your behalf. When it comes for folks who want to check you out, it's otisreddingfoundation.org, but you do have a physical place where people can come.
We do. We are located in downtown Macon, crazy enough, National Geographic named us as the #1 best destination in the South. So definitely come check us out. Check out Jared's exhibit that he did out, which is amazing. Of course, all the merch and everything. And hey, you may get lucky enough and run into my grandmother one day, depending on her mood that day.
She works the shop sometimes.
Yes, of course. She's here every day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's so funny. That's amazing. That's cool.
Here every day.
Really? Justin, you're making sound. It's so funny.
This is really a family deal. Me, my mom, and my grandma, and Jared.
Really?
Yeah.
Jared, what's that like?
It's interesting.
Jared laughs all day.
Oh, really?
It's the best entertainment ever.
I guess, yeah, family of entertainers. That's cool. Well, thank you both for your time, and Justin, thank you obviously for what your family has done for American music.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
taking the time and wanting to talk to us. Let us get our story out there.
Yes, we will be watching, and I'm looking forward. It sounds like a very busy year for you all. So, like, good luck with all that, putting all that together, and then making some magic. That's gonna be cool. So.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in and listening to Justin and Jared and all of this amazing stuff going on at the Otis Redding Foundation. We say on the show, every sticker has a story. Today, that story is this beautiful, iconic sticker of Otis Redding that is going out into the world, and hopefully we'll bring in some funds to the foundation in this new building. So everybody out there, check out otisreddingfoundation.org, and we will see you soon on the show. So like we say, every sticker has a story. What's yours?
That wraps up this episode of Stickers on the Mic, brought to you by StickerGiant.com. You can download us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, or your favorite podcatcher. Thanks again for listening to Stickers on the Mic. We'll see you next time.